I just wanted to take you through something I've been working on this week, which is kind of a successor to the Launchpad guitar that I've been working on, which takes some of those ideas and then makes it kind of lays the groundwork for a more complex instrument that I have in mind. This again is the Novation Launchpad, the first generation, which has a more limited range of colors but is otherwise very similar. You have 8x8 grid of drum pads which play notes, and then you have this row over here which also play notes, but most times they're configured to control functions like in your digital audio workstation software. And then you have these controls at the top which send control codes. And you can see on the right what I've done is to take the same idea that I used with the Launchpad guitar and to model a UI that has the same layout. And I've set things up more tightly now so that there's really a very clean correspondence of an event on the Launchpad and an event on screen. You can see whatever I press there happens on the on-screen UI, and then whenever I press on the on-screen UI happens on the device. And so the idea is that you could collaborate with someone, one person playing the UI or perhaps controlling the UI using another input, the on-screen UI I mean, and another person working with the Launchpad itself. The idea is also that you can try the software without actually having a Launchpad. You could just use the on-screen UI to control and also to see the interface for the instrument, even if you don't have a Launchpad. Unlike the Launchpad, the tuning on this is not kind of like guitar-like and overlapping. You go up, and these are adjacent notes. And the idea is that you can go up an octave every 1.5. And you get about 5 octaves and change with the default tuning, and you also have octave controls, which is what I'm doing there. So you can go up or down another 2 octaves. So you add another 4 octaves on top of that. You have 9 octaves, almost 10 octaves range, and that's pretty good. You can control a wide range of instruments and get some good sounds out of them with that. That's kind of it for this week. My next idea is to add the same kind of modes. This is just one mode that it has. Some modes where you can do things like configure the MIDI channel that you're sending to, define sequencer patterns that you can start and stop, select a pattern to use for arpeggiation, and a bunch more complex things. And the idea is that I would just make more of these kind of modes where it's listening for particular notes and it paints the device and the on-screen UI to give you feedback on what's happening. So I hope I've done most of the heavy lifting this week, figuring out kind of how I want to model things, and then I'll just keep adding new modes each week. And I hope to have something more to show you very soon. Anyway, bye.